Now before we leave, there's something I gotta do. I must become an honorary Newfoundlander. So I thought I'd study some Newfoundland facts, but not before lunch, and there's nothing better than Newfoundland lobster. Okay, Newfoundland was the first province to respond to the Titanic. At the time, Newfoundland was its own country. Newfoundland was the first place to discover proof of the theory of the continental drift. Newfoundland was the first to host a transatlantic flight. Newfoundland was the first to have wireless communication in the entire world. Newfoundland is the oldest rock in the world. St. John's is the oldest city in North America. Water Street is the oldest street in North America. But then I learned that in order to become an honorary Newfoundlander, there's a ritual where I need to recite a limerick, kiss a card, and down a shot of the local booze, a rum called Screeched. So we head to George Street, the always vibrant, always poppin', bar hoppin', and nightclub scene. Any bar on the strip will do, but we're off to the oldest bar in George Street, Christian's Bar, established in 1979 for my Screech In ceremony.
Now, first of all, I would like to do a small little introduction. I kind of like to know your first name and where you're from, just to see what areas of the world we're working with. Sometimes we have people from exotic places, but anyway. What's your name, where you're from?
Lisa from the exotic province of Ontario.
Lisa from Ontario! And?
Jennifer from Ontario.
Jennifer!
Andrew from the 6, aka Toronto.
Toronto!
I'm Chris from
Toronto. I was going to say, if that was your name, that'd be really good. And?
My name is Laura. I come from BC, but I'm from Mexico.
Excellent. Now, the idea of this ceremony is to try to teach you a little bit about Newfoundland. When all said and done, you will be called what's called an honorary Newfoundlander. We have some paperwork to go with that. Do not lose it once you receive it, because you can get into more places with it than you can most passports these days. As we're about to start, I should first tell you that I'm not the son of a fisherman or lighthouse keeper. I don't eat fish 3 times a day, and I don't drink Screech. At least not before noon on weekdays. I believe in kitchen parties, not raves. I believe in icebergs and blue stars. And that the puffin is a true, proud, and noble bird. Now, a scuff is a dance. And in Newfoundland, India is beer. And it's pronounced Newfoundland, just like the dog there. Newfoundland is the oldest settlement in North America, the youngest province in Confederation, and the only rock you can party on. My name is Skipper Lukey, and I is a Newfoundlander.
Yes,
Oh, that's cool. Now, 90% of the original settlement here in Newfoundland, it came from 2 provinces of Ireland and 3 shires in England. And we've managed to adopt a lot of their culture, history, trade, and a lot of their linguistics. But we actually managed to come up with our own language here, and we call it Newfoundlandese. Now, the first 3 words that I want to introduce you to is what I call prog, puttick, and glutch. Prog is a Newfoundland word for food. It's for your puttick, your stomach, and you're going to glutch it back. Means you're going to eat it. Now, this evening your prog is what I call Newfoundland steak.
Woo!
I better get a cutting board. Yes. Newfoundland, it's actually good old maple leaf bologna from Ontario. Yeah, right on. But we love it here. In fact, years upon years ago, the kid that would have bologna on his sandwich would be considered the rich kid. It was an imported meat. It was a luxury item. The kid that would have lobster on his sandwich would be considered the poor kid. And that kid was so poor that if he didn't wake up on Christmas morning with a heart on, he had nothing to do. I do need everybody to take a small piece. Don't worry about it if you're vegetarian, because there's not real much meat in it. That is prog for your putting, and you're clutching it back. In 1497, there was a man by the name of John Cabot who who sailed the Atlantic on his boat, the Matthew. His real name was Giovanni Taboto. He was an Italian. He arrived at Bonavista, and when he arrived here, he saw lots of activity in our water. But he dropped his bucket down to fill it up with water, and when he came up to the top of the boat, it was filled right to the rim with codfish. And one place in particular that we traded with was with Jamaica, because in Jamaica, they make rum. We love rum. We loved it so much that we would actually get down on that wharf, and we would kiss that fish goodbye. Knowing that it was going to come back to us in the way of rum. So, in keeping with that time-honored tradition, I have a little buddy for you. This is a real Newfoundland codfish. Given the chance, this fish could have grown up to the height of 6 feet tall and weighed as much as 130 pounds. This fish won't grow any more than this because it's dead. And it's frozen, and it fits perfectly in my freezer downstairs. But I do need everybody to pucker up and give it a good kiss.
Do I need to
Big Chris.
Hang on. Oh, yeah. Like I was saying, we used to trade our fish with the Jamaicans for their rum, and it was a very strong barrel rum. In fact, Screeched got its name down on the south coast of our province, where one night we were serving up our hospitality to a U.S. captain, and they drank the shot, and they yelled at a great big yell. And the sergeant came on running into the room, and they said, "Who yelled out that god-awful screech?" And there was a Newfoundlander who was sitting at the bar that said, "Screech, boy, 'tis the rum, me son." And that's how Screech got his name. So, I never got you to sign waiver forms, so try not to get any on your skin. And we can't have a drink without having a toast, so please wait till everybody gets their shot, and we're going to do one together. And I reiterate, this is a shot. This is not a sippy sip.
You can do it.
So, here's the health and your company, and one for the lasses. Let's drink and be merry all out of our glasses. Let's drink and be merry, but that's the refrain. For we may or may not ever all be here again. Up to the lips, over the gums, look out, go. Here she comes. She's like,
Cheers.
yes, watch me down. You're past the trees, but you're not out of the woods. Before I let you go, I do have to try to teach you a small little phrase. And that's "A-boy." A-boy we use all the time. In Newfoundland, it means "I agree." Okay? So whenever you're in a situation where you're talking to a Newfoundlander and he's talking too fast, you don't quite understand what he's saying, just agree with him. Don't ask him to repeat it. He'll say it exactly the same way, and you're still not going to understand it. You go, "Hey, boy," he'll go best kind, give you a wink and a nod, and you got a buddy for life, all right? I want to go around the room. It's harder to say than what it sounds like. It's not "a boy," and it's not "a bye," and don't say it in a questioning manner, because you're agreeing with someone. You go, "Hey, boy." Anton, give it a shot.
Hey, boy.
Perfect! Jennifer?
Hey, boy.
No. It's amazing. Your brain is telling your mouth to say it. Don't come out like that.
No, say it again.
Okay, you know that electronics store Best Buy?
Yeah.
Okay, instead of saying best, say A buy.
Hey, boy.
Perfect. A buy.
Hey, boy.
Is it Ron?
You haven't been listening.
Now make it agree.
Ron? Okay. I gotta explain something to you, Ron. It's an agreement. It's not a greeting. Okay? So when you see me walking down the road, don't go, "Hey, boy! Hey, boy!" Because you're saying, "I agree! I agree!" That makes sense. You're gonna slap a hockey helmet on you and give you a box of crayons.
That's a great idea, actually.
Ron, let's try that again. Hey, boy!
Hey, boy.
Yes.
Hey, boy.
Yes.
Everybody. Give me a break. Give me a break. English is my second language.
Okay,
Come
but
on.
I understand. Now we're going to go along to the graduate level phrase, so pay close attention, okay? So when you go back home, they're going to ask you when Newfoundland gets screeched in, they're going to ask you to get Screecher. There's only one proper response for that, and that is Dita is meal, cock, and long mayor, big jib draws. Screecher!
What? Did I?
The correct response was A. I just thought of that.
He just said to agree. If you don't understand, agree.
I taught you a lesson. I wanted to give you an Dita is meal cock. And long may your big jib draw. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Newfoundland.